Let's look at the next slide. Let's quickly look at the simple hello world program in Ruby. Create a text file called helloworld.ruby containing the following code. When we take this line, puts hello world. Puts is the keyword which giving output to the shell. Now you can run at shell prompt by using this simple code. Then output will be the hello world. The next slide I am going to talk about the advantage of Ruby language. As a matter of fact, Ruby language was created much earlier than even PHP, but it was used for the most part in Japan. The situation remained like this until Rails came in, owing to David H. Hansen. Combined Ruby language and Rails framework, or simply Ruby on Rails, have become a powerful and highly effective tool in developing a web application used by programmers all around the world. Moreover, Ruby has a great future. It's quite possible that in a few years other even better framework designed for it will appear. The major advantage of Ruby on Rails. The first one is Ruby code is easy to read and understand as well as maintain. It is best suited for beginner programmers as the language is much easier than PHP or Java, for example. It is fully object-oriented programming language. The fourth point is the Ruby on Rails is open source. This means that it can be used for free, easily improved and modified. Ruby has a simple syntax close to natural language. In the next slide, let's compare with the other languages with Ruby. We took up Perl and PHP. Ruby was a genuine, easy to use object-oriented language from the beginning, whereas Perl object-oriented programming features were added to non-object-oriented Perl, so that these features are very clumsy and hard to use correctly and effectively. So many people and purposes, Ruby is a very object-oriented than Perl. Ruby uses less punctuation. Ruby uses prefix to denote the variable scope, not data type. Ruby is easier to learn than Perl, easier to maintain than Perl, yet Ruby compares well to Perl in terms of overall convenience and power. Ruby copies many good capabilities of Perl, ranging from cuts extended to regular expression. The last one is variable scope. The default variable scope rules for Ruby are much better suited for medium to large scale programming tasks. Let's compare Ruby with PHP. These are similarities and differences of Ruby compared to PHP. If you know PHP, this should give you a good and quick insight in what Ruby is all about and how it compares to PHP. Ruby is dynamically typed, like in PHP, so you don't need to worry about having to declare its variables. Ruby has exception handling, single inheritance, here-doc syntax, and finally class and access modifiers. Let's move on. What are the differences? There are more differences, but I will tell you few of them. No semicolons required after statements. The increment and decrement operators are not available in Ruby, neither in pre nor post forms. You can use variable in your Ruby programs without any declaration. Variable name itself denotes its scope like local, global, instance. Block of code can use curly braces or the begin and keywords. Normally we use begin and end. Ruby also has negated from of the statement the unless end. You can access an array beyond its boundary limits, it will return nil. PHP does not officially support namespace and Ruby does. Finally, when we take classes, Ruby has no abstract or interface classes. We came end of our presentation. I hope that this little introduction was good enough to give you the desire to look a little bit of this language, but still we are continuing our research. So see you again. Thank you.